Hi there, Girl Scout cadets and everyone else who's joining me today. Um, I am really excited to start a new badge series with you, and I actually wanted to do this video outside with you today, but I don't know where you're located, but it started raining here about 30 minutes ago, and so I decided, well, I'm just gonna get as close to the sun as I possibly can, but I still need to stay inside because it's lightly raining, and my patio is all soaking wet. So, but that's okay. Plans change, and I'm really excited to get started on this new badge series with you. I did learn from the last video that it's a little difficult for you to read the text backwards, so at a certain point after I'm done talking for a little bit, I'll definitely flip the camera around so that way you can see the different pieces that I'm going to talk about with you today. So cadets, this is a 5-step badge series called The Science of Happiness, and I'm really excited about this badge series. I think that it's always good for us to talk about different ways that we can be happier, and how to make ourselves excited about getting up in the morning, and how to have a good day, how to manage stress. And I think that this is something that anyone can follow along and learn from and use. So I'm really excited to help you get going with that. So 5 steps, right? So the first step we're going to work on today is all about making yourself happier, and some different strategies and things that you can do throughout your daily life that will make yourself feel happier and less anxious and less stressed. In step number 2, we're going to do an activity where we can take maybe like some negative things that happen to us and how to turn them into positives, how to turn those situations into more positive situations. In step 3, we're going to do an activity where we learn all about helping others and how that can benefit us, benefit our happiness scientifically. And in step number 4, we're going to do a happiness experiment. I'm excited, I'm looking forward to that one. And in step number 5, I'm going to help you develop an action plan on how to continue to do all the things that you've learned throughout this video series on a daily basis. So in step number 5, I'm going to show you how to make an action plan that you can use and keep with you, and use it for as long as you want, as long as you need it. Throughout this 5-step series, you're going to need a journal and a pen or a pencil, so you want to make sure you have that handy and ready to go. A lot of the activities that I talk with you about, you're going to need to do them at least over a 2 to 3 week period, if not longer, so you'll want to make sure that you've got a journal and pen to write with so that you can either take notes or you can actually record the activities that you're doing several weeks at a time. So we're going to go ahead and get started on step number 1, which is all about making yourself happier, which is really important. And so I'm going to share a couple of different things with you. So I'm going to turn the camera around just a little bit here. Let me see if I can flip it. Okay. Because I want you to be able to see the poster. So I'm going to flip this around. Here we go. I learned from the last video that if I don't flip the camera around, then you can't really understand what I wrote. Hi, Irina. Thank you for joining me today. Thanks for saying hi. So yeah, I did a little bit of research, and I found, and this is what science says, truly keeps you happiest in the long run. A lot of times when we think about things that make us happy, sometimes we can fall into thinking about, well, if I buy this or that, or this type of clothing, or this type of jewelry, or this type of makeup, that's what's going to make me happy. But scientists say that that is not actually what keeps you happiest in the long run. These are the three things that scientists say ultimately keep you happy in the long run. The first is pleasure, so doing things that you enjoy. 2 is engagement, so feeling interested in your activities and connecting with others. And finally, number 3 is meaning, feeling like what you do matters. Science says that those are the 3 things that are going to keep you happiest in the long run. So that being said, I'm going to turn it back around here. Thank you for bearing with me in my technology. But yeah, so we're going to talk about 3 different things. You have 3 different choices. 3 things that you can do over the next couple of weeks to practice, feeling pleasure, doing something that you enjoy, to help you find engagement, to feel connected to others, to feel interested, and to find meaning. So I'm going to give you 3 different things that you can do over the next 2 to 3 weeks that you can write about in your journal. And so I'm going to talk about, like I said, 3 things that you can do that will help you work on your happiness. So the first one is called getting into a state of flow. And what that means is finding an activity, whether it be a sport or maybe a craft that you can do, some type of hobby that you do for at least 30 minutes a day. That's what science recommends, is that you do it for at least 30 minutes a day. And then you have to write about it in your journal. You have to reflect about it. So you can find, for example, you can find one hobby like crafting. I actually really, really love to draw and color. So I thought what I would do is like set 30 minutes, even if I have to, use a timer, because I have a very, very busy life, but I definitely want to make time for my own happiness. So setting like a 30-minute timer and just quietly coloring or drawing all by myself, where I don't have any distractions. And then I'm going to write about it in my journal. I'm going to actually write, like, how did it make me feel? What did I enjoy about it? Were there any pictures or coloring pages that I completed that really mattered to me? Like, what meaning was I able to take out of that activity? So that is one choice. So you can find an activity to do it for 2 weeks, and every day journal about it. Set that 30 minutes aside, make that time for yourself. The second is all about counting your blessings. So every day, before you go to bed or when you wake up in the morning, science says that if you think about 3 blessings that you have in your life, 3 positive aspects about yourself or anything that's going on in your life, and you write them down in a journal, that it actually helps you either, 1, reflect positively on your day, or to start out your day on a good foot. So I really like that one as well. I think that one's something that I could do like right before I jump out of bed in the morning, instead of just rushing to get ready, or, instead of like getting on my phone or watching TV, like maybe like the last 15 to 20 minutes of my evening, I reflect and count my blessings, and I write them down and think about them. And then science says that you're more likely to get a better night's sleep, or you're more likely to have just a happy day, to feel happier about yourself throughout the day. So far, those are 2 things. So 2 choices to choose from. You can do the state of flow, find an activity, do that for 2 weeks and journal about it. And then the second choice was to count your blessings every day. So either morning or afternoon, write it down in your journal. The third choice, so last one that you can choose from, and remember you only have to do one of these to successfully complete step 1 of earning this badge, but the last one is stop and smell the roses. And this is a really cool one. So it's that you go outside, so hopefully it's not raining or anything, but even if it is, you can still try it. But it's to go outside and take a leisurely walk, nothing stressful, nothing too active, and take in what you see around you. And so take like a mental picture of what you see on your walk or your stroll and record about it in your journal. So they say to do that every day for 2 weeks. And what that means is it just helps you to stop and see things around you that maybe you didn't really notice before because you were rushing or were stressed out or were trying to get other things done. But it really makes you like stop and see that all the beauty that's around you. And then you can record about it in your journal or sketch a picture. You can take that mental image and then put it down in your journal. So those are 3 different things. I'm gonna flip the camera again in case you didn't get to see those or you're coming into the video a little bit late. But these are the 3 choices that you have, and you just choose one to do over the next 2 weeks. And scientists say that it's supposed to make you a lot happier in your daily life. So to recap, either choice number 1, get into a state of flow, find an activity, do it for 2 weeks, and every day journal about it. Choice number 2, count 3 blessings per day, write about it in the morning or afternoon or at any point during the day, really. And think about so that gets you thinking about the positives. Or the last choice, stop and smell the roses, take a leisurely walk every day for 2 weeks, and then take mental pictures and sketch or write about it in your journal and think about all the beautiful things that we have around us that we don't normally think about. So yeah, this is step number 1, all about keeping yourself happy. And I'm gonna flip the camera back around just one last time. Here, there we go. And so thank you for joining me today, Girl Scout cadets, and anyone else who was on. Thank you so much for joining and learning a little bit more about the science of happiness. I'm really, really excited and hopeful that you'll take the things that you learned today and really practice doing at least one. If you're really, really dedicated to it, you can do all 3 of them. And I hope that it makes you happier in your everyday life. And I hope that it brings you joy and that you're able to stop and at least find a little bit of happiness throughout your day, if not more. And the next time that we meet up, we will complete step 2. So I'm gonna meet up with you again next week and we'll work on step 2. And we're gonna do an activity that helps you take any negative experiences that you may have on a daily basis and turn them around into something positive. So that's what we're gonna work on for step 2. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear about all the positive things that you're learning about yourself or the things that make you happy. So please feel free to reach out to me, Mrs. Lori. And the email is info, that's INFO, at gsvsc.org. And I will put that in the Facebook comment as well, that you can reach out and email me, and you can share any of the happiness that you were able to gain from completing step 1. I would love to hear about your experiences. But thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye, Girl Scouts.